Good afternoon. This is Randy Wolken, President and CEO of MACNY and the Manufacturers Alliance of New York State. This is my Thursday, April 16th COVID-19 update. The New York pause, which requires social distancing and using proper protocols, has been extended until May 15th now. The governor has indicated, though there has been some success, we still need to maintain New York pause and continue the effort through the middle of May. The governor is going to expand Executive Order 202.17, which requires wearing a mask when on public transportation systems and in private transportation carriers and for hire vehicles. Additionally, all operators of these systems, public systems, private carriers, and for hire vehicles must wear a mask at all times. This mask or cloth face covering when in a public place and unable to maintain any kind of social distances of what's now required around 6 feet will become the new norm and will remain in effect. It is going into effect for everyone in New York State Friday, April 17th at 8 p.m. For more details, you can check our updates on our website under the banner COVID-19. The governor announced that the curve continued to flatten and is slightly down for the third straight day. The amount of new hospitalizations and the number of intubations continues to decrease significantly, but there are still many yesterday, over 1,900 of new hospitalizations. There were a total of 606 COVID-19 deaths yesterday. This represents a slight decrease from the previous day, but for the last several days, it has also been generally flat. So far, a total of 12,192 New Yorkers have passed away because of COVID-19. The governor continued to outline his plan to unpause New York, which includes controlling the rate of infection, strengthening the healthcare system, increasing the testing capacity with the federal government, and a planned phased return to what he's calling the new normal. Now that includes obviously businesses in the new normal. He's describing it as a gradual increase of businesses opening based on essential and health safety criteria. The state will bring back people to work and a gradual increase of the percentage of workers who are allowed to be on site based on a matrix of need and risk. You can see these matrices in our report provided by Ostroff and Associates on our website. So please take a look at them. You'll get a sense of what the governor's thinking, what his team now is working on. The good news is that there is a plan beginning to be put in place for reimagining how we'll go back to work. As the governor has said, this is a new normal environment, and so he'll be asking us to work remotely as businesses and as business leaders into the future. But there needs to now be a plan by businesses to integrate back into their workplaces in a phased approach. Now, this will take some time to put the plan together and for workforces to begin to make the adjustments. But the whole idea is to operate safely and to redesign things like transportation, the workplace, and a variety of customer interactions. Now, the challenge, of course, is if you're doing reopening, you could have an increase in the virus spreading and hospitalizations, and therefore the state may have to pause again. The modeling is not conclusive on how fast the virus will spread as we start to reopen the state, and we have to keep in mind that this could require the state to have another pause and require people to go back home. And that he's trying, in his press conference anyway, he was saying that his point is to try to avoid that. Unfortunately, the current social distancing protocols would likely have an infection rate of about 0.9%. The challenge is that you begin to overwhelm the hospital system at 1.2% spread. There's a very small margin of error. And that's why we need to do several things. According to the governor, we should be aggressively testing. So far, New York State is doing that. They've completed 500,000 in 30 days, more than California, Florida, and Michigan combined. However, that's still a fraction of the 19 million New Yorkers and those 9 million workers within the state. The governor called on the federal government to step in and to help so we can coordinate and have widespread testing. New York did send 100 ventilators to New Jersey to help them with their situation. Noted today is that the Small Business Administration has indicated that they're accepting no new applications for the Paycheck Protection Program. There is talk in Washington of additional funds being added to PPP. We'll keep you updated on that initiative. As mentioned, New York State Executive Order 202.17 will go into effect at 8 p.m. on Friday. You should be aware of that and to make sure you're complying with that. As of now, there are no civil or criminal penalties connected to it, but it will be left to local officials for enforcement. I highly encourage you and your teams, both at work and at home, to comply with the executive order in the spirit of the executive order to reduce infections and to give us a chance to open at a more quick pace. There are some other updates to executive orders. You'll find that on our webpage and also in the OSTRF updates. These are a good place to look for additional information. There's some up-to-date guidance in a few critical areas. New York State Department of Tax and Finance has updates. The New York State Attorney General has some updates. Empire State Development has made no changes as of today in their latest updates and guidance on essential businesses. New York City has a few updates as well. You can see them on our website. Another busy day related to the governor's press conference and related to the developments throughout the country. New York State and the surrounding states continue to be a hotspot, and that requires a significant amount of effort in terms of both the healthcare, and obviously the businesses. The Federal Reserve, based out of Buffalo, which is part of the United States Federal Reserve System, has indicated that there's been a significant impact on manufacturing in New York State. That squares actually with our conversations with members and throughout the Manufacturers Alliance, which spans all of New York State. It's our intent to help you be successful as a manufacturer and as a business during this difficult time. Please do reach out and contact us. We will continue to provide support and help to you so that you can be successful. Our team is working 100% remotely, and our phones are twinned, and we're answering email as fast as we can. So we appreciate your patience as well as your kindness, and I know it's a difficult time for everybody. And my team is working hard, and I know yours are as well. We continue to advocate for use of our keeping people safe and our factories running. That effort is being rolled out throughout the region and throughout the state over the next couple weeks. We think it's a significant effort to keep you open safely if you're currently open, and we believe could be a path for you to open as New York unpauses. So if you're interested, please check out our website, talk to Cindy Omegan on my team. We are now launching in the coming week 14 new companies into a second cohort, and we expect that cohort to continue to expand in terms of new cohorts throughout the remaining weeks and months ahead. I think it's safe to say that we're going to be in this situation, this new normal, for some time. We'll have to do it together, and we have to do it calmly and competently. And so I ask you to continue to work and continue to do so safely, and to continue to keep your spirits high as you pace yourself during the months ahead. As always, have a nice evening. Be calm, stay safe, and carry on.